second shift, he says to me, he says, Hank, he says, you should leave a little camera up here on top of our fridge in the corner.
Yeah.
And jokingly, I said, why? Nobody wants to take a picture of me. And I did not know who this was at the time because of my age.
Right.
And he says, not you. He says, Nickelback. I said, who?
Oh, you're kidding?
Nickelback.
Chad and the boys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently he came in with his Hummer with his 3 band members, and each got a waffle cone, and he threw $10 in the tip can on the way out. So they each got $5, right? So you never know who's going to come through here, A few years ago, I can't recall his name, but a couple of years ago, he actually came in 2 nights in a row. It was an ex-football player for the BC Lions. I can't remember his name, but he stopped in. So you never know who's going to come through,
Oh, God. So when you first talked to Bill Commodore, who owns, does Bill own the property, or is it Suwali, or?
This is Bill's lot. He lives in the White House right there.
Oh, okay. When you first told him that you were going to sell because of the open heart surgery and everything else, what was his reaction? Because this is an institution here.
Yes, I know. Well, what they said to me, that they said that's okay. They said because they were thinking of doing something else. That's what I heard.
Okay.
And just up here a couple of Saturdays ago, they had about 4 or 5 food trucks where the go-kart track here used to be.
Okay.
So maybe that's what they're thinking, down the road. I don't know.
Would the prospective owner when someone does buy the trailer, are they going to be able to move down there? Is that kind of the plan, or?
I don't know. I don't know. All I know is at the end of September, after the long weekend, I have to have everything off the premises. That's what I was told. So it's either tear it down and haul it away,
right, or
somebody purchases it and moves it, or if they purchase it, they own the land, they could leave it right here.
Okay.
So, like I'm giving them first option. Like I had it up for $1,000,
right.
And I'm giving them first option because, like I said, they've been very good to me over the years. And if they want to purchase it, they can purchase it. It saves me moving it, basically.
Oh,
yeah. Funny things. I remember one time I had a lineup, and I was in there serving, and I had this woman come in with her young son. He was like 9-10 years old. And he had one of those haircuts, where you let it grow and shave it off all the way around. So I leaned over the counter and I said, "You get a haircut?" He looks at me and he goes, "Yeah." I said, "Turn around, let me see the back." So he turned around and said, "When are you going to get it finished?" He looks at his mother and said, "Mommy, what does he mean? When am I going to get it finished?" Little things I think of,
Oh, exactly.
Yeah. And sometimes I sit on my yellow bench there quite a bit, and I got to line up. And I remember one time a couple of years ago, I had to line up, and there was 2 senior couples standing in the line. So I walked up to them and I said, "This is your lucky day." I said, "I got the waffle cone on for $2 for seniors." They said, "That's a hell of a deal." I said, "Yeah, but the parking's 10. And I said, "That ain't such a good deal."
Still cheaper than down the road. Oh, did I say that outside? What's been the reaction from the park board around here?
They don't really have anything to say about it because it's
a private
land,
thing.
Yes.
But still, there'd be at least a reaction.
I've had a lot of people come in, and can't believe it, right? Because, like you said, it's an icon here.
Yeah.
It's been here, like I say, maybe 25, 30 years, and I remember a few years ago, every year I have a bunch of the Filipino people come in from Vancouver. And one year they all came in, about 20, 30 of them at once, and they asked me to take their picture. So they all stood out here and I took their picture and I handed back the camera. And one of the ladies said to me, she said, "You don't know how popular you are in the Lower Mainland. Everybody talks about Coneheads." So yeah, to see it go, I was hoping, that somebody would purchase it, and if they couldn't keep it here, move it on to some other place up here.
Yeah.
Carry on the name, sort of thing, because a lot of people, like the kids' cone I do for $1, and that's pretty cheap, But what I want to do is I want to get the parents to come in. Hopefully they have a regular cone and spend maybe $12, $13 rather than at $4 or $5 a cone. They'd have to spend $25 or $30 for the whole family to walk out with an ice cream. And I don't think that's fair, especially for little kids, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I advertise it at $1 a cone. Like I said, funny things have happened over the years. I can remember, I guess about 8 or 9 years ago, I was sitting over, they had a little hot dog stand right next door here. And I was sitting over there talking to the owner there. It was on a Sunday night around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and the traffic was fairly heavy. And we were packed here. And I remember this young fella in a little Honda, I believe, CRX, went to pull out. This girl come along in a van, hit him, drove him back in here. The van was on the road. And it was around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and it just started to rain. And Ray, the fellow over there, said to me, he said, you better get out there and help direct traffic, because now the traffic's all backing up. So I stood on the other side of the sign there, like I said, and I just had my shirt on. It was just starting to rain, and I'm directing the traffic. And about 10 minutes later, from this direction over here, this woman police officer shows up, parks over here. She looks at me and she goes, you, come here. So, you know, I'm walking across the road going, I'm Mr. Conehead. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm trying to help you here, you know. She takes me to the back of the police car, and she opens up the trunk. She says, I'm going to deputize you. You're doing a good job. She gives me this pink vest, you know, it says police on it front and back, so I zip it up. She says, you go back and do what you're doing. So now I'm holding up people, you know, letting people cross the street and everything else. So eventually, they get the van, they push the van off the road to the other side, but there was some oil on the road.
Right.
And then the Cultus Lake Fire Department showed up, and she wanted them. She was directing the traffic from this end coming in, and I was directing it going out. And she said, I want to keep the traffic going, but bring them a little tighter to this side so the firemen could be on the road on the other side washing off the oil. So anyway, I'd stopped the traffic, and I looked at the first car, and I went like this, right? And I just kept waving them through. And about 5 minutes later, I hear this car door slam just over here, right? And I think it was around a 1980 Camaro with 4 young kids in it. Well, the young fellow's walking back towards me, and he looks at me and he says, excuse me, officer, how long do I have to stay here? So I looked at him and I said, oh, you're free to go. About 100 cars had passed.
Joe.
You know, he must have been calling me every name under the sun from here to the bridge, right? You know, he thought I pulled him over, you know, when I went like this. I mean, I kept waving the other one. He went, you know, oh my God, what am I being pulled over for?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was another funny, just, you know, like I say, funny times. That's when I should have had a camera up here. Somebody could have taken a picture of me wearing the vest, because once the tow trucks that come and haul both cars away, she said to me, well, I need the vest back. I said, can't I keep it just for an hour?
Yeah.
And we'll direct people in here, tell them there's a big accident up the road. You may as well come in and get a cone.
Oh,
you know? But yeah, it's...
the stories.
Oh, yeah. I got a million of them, you know, like things that have happened and that. And yeah.
Any regrets, or you knew it was time to... You knew it was time to shut it down?
Well, after my operation, like I said, and I'd been here quite a while, and I thought that, you know, maybe it's time, you know, just to do nothing. You know,
you sure you can do nothing?
Yeah.
Are you one of those that you're sure? Because who knows, you might have another Coneheads opening up somewhere else.
I had a partner one time quite a few years ago now, but we had the sign business there. We did that for 4 years.
Yeah.
And I'd worked for the airlines for 25 years, and when we had the sign business, I realized that if you have your own business, you can make some extra money if you want to, you know, work at it, right?
Yeah.
And then when this came along, I thought, well, this might be a good little goal, you know. And over the years, as you know, it's got more populated up here. You know, they're building houses and condos and everything else all over the place. So yes, it's a very good little business, you know, if somebody wants to take it on. And like I say, you know, sometimes it's hard to find a location up here. Because at the time when they moved it up here, this spot, like, you have the water slides just here, and then you had the go-kart track just over here.
Yeah,
so
when did the go-kart track go under? I'm trying to remember that.
Oh, about 5, 6, 7 years ago. And at that time, I used to get people coming from both ends and coming in for a cone, you know. Yeah, so it was even better then. But then again, with the population that, you know, that's coming up here now, and the people that know about Coneheads, and we give a fair-sized cone for the price.
Yeah.
And nobody else around here does a kid's cone for $1.
Yeah.
And also, if they knock it off on the ground, I replace it free.
Yeah.
And that's for the grown-ups too.
Oh.
And I remember a few years ago, I had this woman come in. She had her little girl with her. And I think the little girl wanted like 2 different flavors, bubble gum and cotton candy, let's say. And she started crying. So I said to the woman, I said, listen, I'll do 2 little balls on the cone for $2. Oh, you'll do that? Right? Rather than have the kid go out upset, right? Because she has to choose, right? So that's what we do too. So now a lot of them come in knowing that, saying, yeah, I'll have a scoop of this and a scoop of that. Okay,
Yeah.
$2.
Oh,
You know?
geez.
So,
You're
yeah.
bringing back memories for me because as a kid, when Aquadel was still around,
Oh, yes.
yeah,
yes.
and they'd camp there and then come along here. But yeah, just the growth around here.
Yes. Yeah. Well, they claim, and I believe it, a couple of years ago, they claimed that over the summer there's over 1 million people that come up here. And I can believe it. Because like I said, on a Sunday night, especially a long weekend, it's bumper to bumper going out of here, probably till 9:30 at night, quarter to 10, before they actually start to move. So yeah, it's just getting more populated all the time.